So in honor of one of my viewers who pointed out that Amarr ships piloted by Khanids didn't use missiles, I personally made this video to explain why I decided to go for the older version of this decision. So thank you, and I hope you enjoy this video. I also would be thankful if you subscribe, preferably to my channel. Not only do you make my day, but you also know when the next video arrives, so you can have another cozy moment very soon. The story of the Khanid Kingdom's transition from missile-based ships to laser weaponry is deeply entwined with the political and technological evolution of the Amarr splinter states. To fully understand this transformation, one must explore the Khanid Kingdom's early history, the influences of the Amarr Empire, and how internal and external pressures ultimately shaped this kingdom's shift in military doctrine. So, the Khanid Kingdom's origin can be traced back to the Amarr Empire, the most powerful and influential faction in the New Eden universe. The Amarr were renowned for their religious zeal and strict hierarchy and reliance on laser technology. But the Khanid Kingdom came into existence through rebellion, and its initial military focus deviated from this parent empire in several key ways. The man behind the Khanid Kingdom was Khanid II. He was a powerful and ambitious royal heir of the Amarr Empire. Now, after refusing to commit ritual suicide upon losing his claim to the imperial throne in the 9th century, that's by Amarr calendar standards, Khanid II, he instead fled and established his own realm. Now, this breakaway was not without its consequences. Of course, this was leading to a deep-seated tension between the Khanid Kingdom and the Amarr Empire. Now, however, unlike many other splinter states, the Khanid Kingdom maintained its survival through a clever mix of diplomacy, technological innovation, and military strategy. So in the early stages of its formation, the Khanid Kingdom began to differentiate itself from Amarr Empire by, of course, incorporating technologies and strategies not typically favored by the Amarr. The Khanid Kingdom became a melting pot of technology and tactical doctrines, drawing from multiple sources, including from the Kaldari and the Amatar. These led to the adoption of missile technology, which then became the defining feature of the early Khanid's fleet. But you might wonder, why missiles? Well, the Amarr Empire had long relied on laser weapons, which harnessed the raw power of focused energy to burn through ships' hulls with impressive precision. But lasers came with drawbacks. They were energy intensive and often less effective against certain types of enemies, especially against fast-moving or heavily shielded targets. Now, Khanid II, seeing the potential of missile system, embraced them as a complement to his kingdom's military strategy. So missiles had several advantages that did align with the Khanid Kingdom's evolving military needs. One thing was the versatility. Missiles offered more flexibility than lasers in terms of damage types. Khanid's military forces could adapt to different combat scenarios by choosing missiles that dealt thermal, kinetic, explosive, or electromagnetic damage. It was also a long-range engagement. Missiles were highly effective at long ranges, making them ideal for hit-and-run tactics, or engagements where fleet could strike from a distance, and also without needing to worry about the capacitor drain. Now, the low capacitor usage, unlike lasers which rely heavily on capacitor energy, this is the power system of EVE ships, the missile systems did not tax the ship's power grid as heavily. This meant Khanid ships could be designed with other technologies that would benefit from low capacitor usage, such as shield system or even high-speed afterburners. This is also why the Khanid ships are able to use faster boost through shield boosters. And not only this, but synergy with the Kaldari technology, the Khanid Kingdom had a close relationship with the Kaldari state, a civilization that is heavily proficient in missile warfare. And this alliance provided the Khanid Kingdom with access to Kaldari expertise in missile technology, allowing them to incorporate Kaldari weapon system into their own fleets, and this with great efficiency. One would argue why they didn't also copy the hybrid guns for some other ships instead of keeping the lasers. But during the early and mid-period of the Khanid Kingdom's history, their fleet became known for their highly efficient missile-based ships. Ships like the Khanid-designed T2 variants of the Punisher or the Arbitrator classes became renowned for their missile capabilities. These ships were designed to be both resilient and versatile, using, of course, a robust armor and long-range missiles to dominate the battlefield. At this time, the Khanid fleet could engage targets that Amarr Laser's fleet might struggle with, particularly fast ships. These missile-based ships provided the Khanid Kingdom with a unique tactical advantage, especially in small-scale skirmishes, ambushes, and long-range engagements. However, despite this effectiveness, the reliance on missile technology would not last forever. As the Khanid Kingdom grew more stable, a number of factors began to push the kingdom away from their missile doctrine, and of course back towards the use of lasers. These pressures came both from within the kingdom and from the broader political landscape of the New Eden universe. Though the Khanid Kingdom had separated from the Amarr Empire, it retained a strong cultural tie to the parent empire, and over time, these ties began to exert more influence on the Khanid society. This is because the Amarr tradition is heavily associated with the use of laser weaponry. Now, lasers in Amarr culture represents the focused might of divine power, an expression of religious righteousness and technological supremacy. As the Khanid Kingdom re-established the relations with the Amarr Empire, particularly after the reabsorption of some Khanid loyalists back into Amarr fold, the cultural pride began to play a role in the military decisions. Many in the Khanid ruling class began to view missiles as an outsider technology, effective but ultimately at odds with the spiritual and the cultural heritage of the Amarr. So during this period, the Amarr Empire continued to develop their laser technology. The laser systems became more efficient and more powerful, mitigating some of the issues that had initially driven the Khanid Kingdom towards missiles. The changes was improved capacitator systems and advancement in crystal technology. This is ammunition to alter the type of damage dealt. This made lasers more adaptable in combat scenarios. The Amarr lasers would also gain longer ranges and increased firepower, narrowing the gap between missiles and laser systems. And as a result, the Khanid Kingdom began to see fewer reasons to rely on the missile technology. So as the Khanid Kingdom matured, its military strategies shifted. Rather than relying on hit and run and skirmish tactics, the kingdom began to favor heavy armor tanking and close-range engagement strategies, much like the Amarr Empire. In these scenarios, laser weapons were far more effective than missiles. Lasers could apply consistent and overwhelming damage at close range to medium range, and the high-tech armor of the Khanid ships made them difficult to bring down in these brutal confrontations. Additionally, the Khanid doctrine evolved. Their ships began to incorporate advanced capacitator management systems, reducing the penalty of laser weapons' energy consumptions. In large fleet battles and sieges, common in Khanid warfare, lasers offered superior sustained damage compared to the missiles. By the time that the Khanid Kingdom reached its full power, laser weaponry had become the weapon of choice once again. The cultural significance of lasers combined with their increasingly effective performance in combat drove the Khanid military to phase out missile ships in favor of laser-armed vessels. The Khanid navy and its capsuleer counterparts soon became known for their heavily armored laser-equipped battleships and the laser drone hybrid ships, showcasing the Khanid mastery over both traditional Amarr technology and their own innovation. Among the most iconic of these ships is the Sacrilege. That's the Khanid heavy assault cruiser. This stands as a symbol of this fusion between missile and laser technology. Though it's still equipped with missiles, its primary strength lies in laser-focused energy weapon systems and, of course, a formidable armor. While missiles have largely faded from prominence in the Khanid fleet, their influence is still felt. The Khanid Kingdom's experimentations with missiles and Caldari technology allow them to develop a more flexible military doctrine than their Amarr cousins. Even today, some Khanid designed ships retain missile systems, especially in hybrid configurations, allowing the kingdom to adapt to different combat scenarios. Now, the journey of the Khanid Kingdom's military doctrine from missile-based system to laser weaponry reflects both the practical necessities of war and the powerful pull of the cultural identity. This story of technological evolution, cultural identity, and military strategy highlights the intricate layers of EVE lore, where every faction, every kingdom, and every empire must balance the tradition with innovation to survive. And I see you guys again.